Good evening, everyone. Ms. Peterson, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hola, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Selah Peterson y estoy aquí para interpretar cualquier comentario público del español al inglés. Good afternoon. My name is Selah Peterson, and I'm here to interpret any public comments from Spanish to English.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to our Dover Board of Education reorganization meeting. For those who wish to provide public comment remotely, a Google form was posted on the district website at 6:30 p.m. Those remote comments will be addressed in the second public comment section. This meeting, we just hereby call to order at 6:32 p.m. is in compliance with the notice requirements of the law. Public notice was posted in the office of the Board of Education and communicated to the municipal clerk and the daily record on January 9, 2024. Please raise for flag salute. Roll call. Ms. Acevedo,
Present.
Ms. Downs,
Present.
Ms. Phillips,
Here.
Ms. Pinales,
Present.
Dr. Senner,
Present.
Ms. Solnes.
Here.
Results of the annual school election. T.C. McCord, 1,629 votes. Susan Shower, 1,968 votes. And Scott Miller is writing. They all have 3-year terms. Okay. Roll call. Ms. Acevedo,
Here.
Ms. Downs,
Present.
Ms. Phillips,
Here.
Ms. Pinales,
Here.
Dr. Senner,
Present.
Ms. Solnes.
Here.
Swearing in of newly elected appointed Dover Board members. Our Board Attorney John Currid administered the oath of office to newly elected members, Ms. Shower and Mr. Miller. Ms. Mikulka, Superior Court Judge, will administer the oath of office to newly elected member T.C. McCord. Mr. Currid, Ms. Shower, please can you come to the
I usually have a big enough mouth that we don't need the microphone, but just in case, it's a good idea. All right, so we don't have to do the, state your name joke. We understand that. Okay. I,
Susan Shower,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the government established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Now the second part. I
Susan Shower,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for office of a member of the Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and that I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to law,
pursuant to law,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime or offense
due to conviction of a crime or offense
listed in NJSA 18A 12-1,
listed in NJSA 18A-12-1,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, impartially, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. On the right side. No.
Ms. Mikolka and Mr. McCord.
I, T.C. McCourt,
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
and
and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I
I, T.C. McCourt,
do solemnly affirm
that I
possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to law,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense
listed in New Jersey statute
listed in New Jersey Statute
18A:
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. McCord, you can have a seat. Yes. Roll call to include newly appointed board members. Ms. Acevedo,
Present.
Ms. Downs,
Present.
Mr. McCord,
Present.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. Phillips,
Here.
Ms. Pinales,
Here.
Dr. Senner,
Present.
Ms. Shower,
Here.
Ms. Solness.
Here.
Election of officers. Election of President and Vice President. Motions for nomination for the office of President. Do we have any motions?
I'd like to make a
Yep.
motion to nominate Scott Miller for president.
According to the bylaws, it doesn't really have to be a motion to nominate. Any board
Okay.
member can just simply place their
Okay,
name in nomination.
it's how it's written. So, do we have any other nominations? Okay, seeing none. I need a motion to accept and close the nominations.
So moved.
Anybody seconds that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I need a motion to elect the president.
So moved.
Anybody seconds that?
Second.
Ms. Sones?
Me.
Okay, Ms. Acevedo. Okay. Acevedo, okay. Be it resolved that in accordance with NJSA 18:15-1, the town of Dover Board of Education in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey elects Mr. Scott Miller.
Are you just reading the resolution?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Scott Miller as President of the Board of Education effective immediately and until the organization meeting as prescribed by law. Roll call for Board President. Ms. Acevedo,
Yes.
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. McCord,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Senner,
Yes.
Ms. Shower,
Yes.
Ms. Solness.
Yes.
Mr. Miller, Mr. Miller presides the meeting now.
Okay, I think we're at the portion of the meeting where we would take nominations for Vice President.
Mr. Miller, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Ms. Phillips for Vice President.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I closed this portion of the meeting for nominations. And roll call, Mr. Sabahul?
Okay. Just 1 second. Are you going to read the resolution or? Ms. Acevedo,
Yes.
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. McCord,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Senner,
Yes.
Ms. Shower,
Yes.
Ms. Solness.
Yes.
Do we have a motion for Ms. Phillips as Vice President?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Okay. Ms. Acevedo,
Yes.
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. McCord,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Pinales,
Yes.
Dr. Senner,
Yes.
Ms. Shower,
Yes.
Ms. Solness.
Yes.
Congratulations. So at this time, I'd like to say a few words and then offer the board the opportunity to also do the same. So good evening, everyone. As a Dover High School graduate, I'm deeply honored and humbled to accept the role of president of our school board. This moment is not just about one person stepping into leadership, it's about all of us, teachers, staff, administrators, parents, and community members coming together to ensure the best future for our students. Our schools are the heart of our community, and we owe so much to those who dedicate their time, energy, and passion to making them thrive. To our teachers who inspire and nurture our children, to our staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes, and to our administrators who guide with vision and dedication, and to the families who trust us with their children's future, thank you. Stability is the foundation of progress. In these times of constant change, I want to assure you that my primary focus will be to create a stable, supportive environment for everyone involved in our schools. Stability means clear communication, thoughtful decision-making, and unwavering commitment to what matters most, the success and well-being of our students and those who support them. For our teachers and staff, I want you to feel valued and equipped to do the work you love. For our administration, I commit to fostering collaboration and trust. For our community, I promise transparency and engagement, because your voices are vital in shaping our schools. This is just not my mission, it's our mission. Together we will face challenges with courage, celebrate successes with gratitude, and continuously strive for excellence. Let's make this a time of growth, unity, and achievement for everyone in our district. Thank you for this incredible opportunity to serve. I look forward to working with all of you to build a stronger, brighter future for our schools and our community. Thank you. Would anyone else like to say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations on your elevation to this position, which is quite frankly a long time coming. And congratulations to you as well, Madam Vice President, and to Ms. Schauer. I'm going to be brief as we have a lot of work to do, but there are some specific things I need to say and specific people I need to thank. First, those people here in person and those watching online who know me well know how seriously I take the idea of service. I may be in just one of 9 seats on one of 314 school boards in the state, but to me, this will be the most important thing I do over the next 3 years. To my fellow board members, I pledge to do everything possible to enhance the culture you all have created. I join you with an open mind and an open heart, and all I ask in return is that you welcome me with the same. I am truly overwhelmed at the number of friendly faces in the crowd. Thank you all for being here. To Dina, thank you so much for the honor of your presence and for being willing to administer the oath. For those that don't know, Dina herself is a former Board of Education member from Mine Hill who, ironically, was at one point the liaison to Dover. So it's extra fitting for her to be here tonight. To my dad, who is watching from home in Virginia, thank you for showing me what it means to be a true public servant. To my mom, who is watching from beyond, I promise to bring all the life lessons you taught me, as well as your grit and determination, with me on this new and exciting journey. And to Brian, thank you for encouraging me to do this and for always encouraging me to follow my dreams. I love you. Now get ready for lots of questions over the next 3 years. Brian is a career educator, so. With that, again, thank you all. I'm extremely excited to get to work, and it is truly an honor to be here. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I would love to say
Ms. Schauer?
something. Thank you. Wow. I'm honored to be sitting on this side of the table again after such a long time. And I thank everyone that came this evening to be with us, my husband, my daughter. They were here in 2003, the first time that I did this, along with many other close friends and family who are no longer with us. And so thank you for being here tonight, everyone who came. 2003 was a lifetime away for some people in this room. And for many of us, the world has changed, education has changed, we have all changed, I have changed. When I started back in 1996 attending my first board meeting, my oldest daughter was almost the same age as my now oldest new granddaughter. So life has certainly changed. One thing that remains consistent, and I am so proud of, is the fact that we can still gather together as a volunteer force representing the students and youth of our community and our taxpayers in such an earnest and heartfelt way that we will dedicate our time and our energies and our ethical manners to make sure that the best education is provided to them. So I'm proud of that one consistent that remains the same no matter who is sitting at this table. Thank goodness for board members. Thank you, everyone. And I will have to get used to this microphone.
I almost feel pressured to speak. But I think everybody here who knows me knows I'm not a speech person. So really, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to serve as your vice president for another year. I'm confident that Mr. Miller and I will work well together to keep our district and this board moving forward in a positive manner. And I will give warning. Everybody who knows me knows my daughter graduates this June, so there will be a lot of emotion that most people are not used to seeing from me, probably over these next 6 months as I get ready for Faith to move on. And that's all. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, we're now going to move to the public portion. The board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters. To ensure fair and orderly expression of such comment, each statement shall be held to a time period of 3 minutes. Public comments limited to items on this agenda shall be entertained for approximately 30 minutes upon the discretion of the presiding officer. Please understand that public comment portions of our agenda are not structured as a question and answer session, but rather they are offered as opportunities to share your thoughts with the board. The board may or may not respond to public comments. However, all comments are considered and will be investigated and addressed as appropriate. Please be courteous and mindful of the rights of others when providing comments. Comments may not be abusive, obscene, threatening, or irrelevant. Please understand that students and employees have specific legal and privacy protections. The board is not permitted to respond in public to comments about students or employees. Please be advised that you are commenting at your own risk. Any public comments that are directed at a particular individual or individuals could subject you to legal liability for defamation. Is there anyone from the office that would like to speak?
Good evening. Michael Scarnio, 66 First Street, Dover, New Jersey. I want to thank all of the newly members of the Board of Education. You undertake a tremendous challenge and responsibility to work and educate children. It is also one of the most rewarding things that you will ever do in your life. The 15 years that I spent on this board were some of the happiest times of my life. I enjoyed it tremendously. I got involved. I challenge you. I was a member of the Morris County. I was an officer. I was the vice president of Morris County School Boards. That led me into service on the state school board. Get involved in that. It helps Dover tremendously, and we need the voice. Represent us well. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Daniela Mendez, 16 Sickle Street, Dover, New Jersey. Wow, what a surreal feeling to be on this side. So one fundamental difference between Ms. Phillips and I is she's not one for speeches, but I am. So good evening. First, let me wish you all a very happy new year. As we step into 2025, we have an opportunity to reflect on our collective progress and set our sights on a brighter, more hopeful future for our schools and community. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the newly elected board members, Mr. McCourt, Ms. Schauer. Your willingness to step up and serve speaks volumes about your commitment to our students, educators, and families. Your fresh perspectives and dedication will undoubtedly enrich this board's work. Additionally, congratulations to my friends, the newly elected board leadership, Mr. Miller and Ms. Phillips. Leadership is both an honor and a responsibility, and I have every confidence that you will guide the board with vision, integrity, and a focus on what truly matters, the success and well-being of every student in our district. This reorganization marks not just a change in structure, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with possibility. Together, you have the chance to continue the important work of fostering unity, addressing challenges with courage, and making decisions that uplift our entire school community. Please know that I stand ready to support you in your efforts, whether as a community member, a fellow advocate for education, or a partner in working toward our shared goals. I am here to help in any way that I can. Let this new year be a reminder of what we can accomplish when we work together, guided by the shared belief that every child deserves the best we have to offer. So I'm wishing you a productive and inspiring term ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, Carol Ruiz. I am really happy to see all of you as Board of Education members. Thank each and every one of you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to education, your own education. I bet that this is the only government body in Dover where every member knows Robert's Rules of Order and every member knows how to respect one another, and that is deeply appreciated. And I may not thank you all individually enough, but all of you, Ms. Salinas, Ms. Schauer, Ms. Downs, Ms. Phillips, Mr. McCourt, Ms. Acevedo, Ms. Pinales, and Dr. Sainer, I do appreciate very much your service and dedication, because I know you are not paid for it, and you know that many of us, myself included, will come to challenge you, because our students in this new year are entering a Trump presidency where they are terrified that their parents will be deported, that they themselves will be deported, that their classmates will be deported. Or worse, they are frustrated that they are in overcrowded schools. They are frustrated that they are facing food deserts. They are frustrated that we are in a housing crisis and an economic crisis. You all probably know better than anyone else that we have children living in attics, children living in basements, children in DCP&P custody, children that need you and appreciate you and love you. Thank you for that, and I love you. I love your service. I love this school. I love our community. Thank you.
Good evening. Mayor Jim Dodd here in the town of Dover. First, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope it's a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year for all. I want to congratulate all the board members here tonight. Congratulations for your hard work, especially Sue Schauer, on your return here. I know you put a lot of time on this board and a lot of valuable time that all members put in as volunteers to the Board of Education, so I commend all of you for that effort. I've had an opportunity now to meet several times with our new superintendent, and I look forward to a good working relationship with all of you. We have a lot of work to accomplish here in the town of Dover, but I know together as a community and a Board of Education that we can accomplish our goals. So once again, congratulations to all of you, and a happy and healthy, successful New Year. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Seeing no one else, I'm going to close this portion of the public meeting. At this time, the next section is appointments, and I think we all know the routine is that everyone will look at all of the committees, all of the other assignments that are there for Morris County School Boards, and also the assignment of schools. If you could email myself and Ms. Phillips your top 3, 4 committees that you'd like to be on. It'd be nice to have a lot of people wanting to be on a lot of committees. And any of the choices that you would want as far as any of the other positions. If you have any questions on any of those positions with Morris County School Boards. All right, so I'm already off. That will come next after this portion. This is just looking at the appointments for 2025 reorganization. Do I have a motion from the board for these appointments?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. President, would this now be the time
Yes.
to have the discussion
Yes.
about? Okay. I guess I'll start. Item D, the schedule of board meetings. There are, based on the list of meeting dates approved by the town council last night for council meetings, there are 6 conflicts that exist between our proposed meeting dates and theirs that have been adopted. I believe there also may need to be a discussion about the April meeting date and the day of the week.
Yeah, so the May, June, July, August, October, and December dates are in question, and I know that in June, we have a particular time that we have to vote on budget? Do you have to
April.
April, okay.
April, yes.
So what's the date?
The earliest date is April 24th, which is Thursday. We usually do on Tuesdays, which is going to be 22nd. It can't happen before 24th, and we don't want to do it on Friday. So.
Okay. So I think what I'd like to be able to see is, I know Mr. McCord had sent some dates. Can you look at those dates, and then we'll send it out to the whole board, some proposed changes to those dates?
Yes, we could reapprove them next board meeting, but the earliest one is April 24th.
So we'll see if there's some alternatives, and if we can't do it, then it would have to be in the same time as the town meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
Well, so just to clarify, the conflict in April was not that there's a town meeting on April 24th. It is that it's a Thursday. And I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak for other board members, but that's obviously an abnormal day of the week for our meetings. And if there's no objection to that date staying, then I have no problem with a Thursday. The rest of them, May, June, July, August, October, December, all conflict with a town meeting. In some cases, because they don't adhere to what we try to have our usual meeting cadence be, which is the third Tuesday of the month. I think one of them is, and it just so happens that it still conflicts. I can't remember which one, but so I mean, aside from the April date, which I personally have no issue with April 24th, given the reason, but the rest of them, May, June, July, August, October, and December, we would need to decide whether we want to just keep them as they are, move some of them, move all of them.
I think what we need to do is approve it as it is, because we still have time to make those changes, come up with some alternative dates that we can then float out to the rest of the board, and then we can vote on that, perhaps at our next meeting.
Okay. Just to clarify, though, that would mean we would have to notice a second time at an additional charge, correct?
Actually, yes.
Okay. I mean, I'll defer to the board. I would prefer we fix this tonight, so that we adopt dates that people can put on their calendars, not just us as board members, but the public. But I will defer to the board, obviously.
I mean, we have to have school calendar too. School calendar, town calendar, and we have to go over it. It's going to take some time, I guess. I don't know, it's going to be double info of the public. But
Yeah, at this point, I don't think we have all the input from the administration to make that determination.
Perhaps is this something we could discuss in our executive session later and come back and adopt at the close of executive session?
No, that's not really a proper subject for executive session.
Can I ask a question? Have you already sent notice of all of these dates to the newspaper or?
We didn't send to anyone yet.
Okay, so then at this point, if we were to today say that we're only going to approve the January 21st date meeting, then circulate the proposed dates for all the other months tomorrow to approve it at our next meeting on the 21st, that would not be an issue, right?
No, we can also approve it, and we don't have to send a newspaper. We could just send a general date, because as long as we send 48 hours before, we are covered. So we can approve as it is. Then when we change it, we can send it, the whole thing to the newspapers. Either or, it doesn't matter.
I do think that you would have to advertise the January regular meeting.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
advertise
but-
Right,
regardless.
so in
Yeah.
other words, either way, you would be doing 2 notices.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
just
the
send,
oh, sorry.
just send out the notice for January to March. We know that
Okay.
that's locked in.
That's fine.
Phillips?
No, I was just going to say the January meeting is not an issue. So sending out the notice whenever you would normally send the notice is fine. I'm fine with January, February, March, sending those. You're agreeing to those today. I'm not in love with agreeing to something and then having to amend it. So I'd rather just approve January, February, March, since we know that those don't conflict, and then look at the calendar and see if we can, because we may not be able to, but if we can move the other dates, and then we can vote on the remainder of the year, April through December, at the 21st meeting.
Yes.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, at that time, by whenever, I mean, we could do it as late as March. At that time, we will have adopted next year's school calendar and would be able to take into consideration any events that might occur in the fall of next year that might conflict with the October and December dates, correct?
That would be correct, yeah.
We usually put it on the newspaper for the whole year. I think March is going to be pretty late to post the yearly calendar for the board meetings.
I think we'll figure it out before then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
I would challenge you. This continues to be an issue every year with
Mhm.
the dates. I would challenge you as we roll into December next year to try to meet with an appropriate representative from the town, with Mr. Sabaholu and Mr. Jaime, to discuss appropriate dates so that we don't have to do this again next January.
I
That
agree.
would be a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Yep. Any other discussion?
I would just say then that it sounds like you may have a plan, but we'll have to amend the motion to reflect what the plan is. So if everyone's in agreement, we can just amend it by acclamation and say that you are approving the calendar just for the January through March meetings. If anyone disagrees with that, then we need to have a motion to amend.
Everybody's good? All right. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Esvedo,
Yes.
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Mr. McCord,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Ms. Penales,
Yes.
Dr. Senner,
Yes.
Ms. Shower,
Yes.
Ms. Solness.
Yes.
Okay, now we're at the point of appointments. I saw the appointment word, and I kept thinking, why am I not seeing that list? So now it makes sense. Okay, so please give consideration for the New Jersey School Boards Association delegate and alternate. We also have the Morris County School Boards Association delegate, alternate, and legislative representative, and the Educational Services Commission. And then the committee assignments, and then representation at the school. So if you could send an email with your choices for all those, and Ms. Phillips and I will try to accommodate everybody so that we can get the committee started, and then we will vote on the committee structure at the next meeting. I'll make sure that when we have it together, we'll send it to everybody to see if there's any comments over email.
Just a comment. First of all, do we need to move to table G and H, or
I don't know what G&A is.
appointments by the president and committee assignments? Do we need to table those two parts of the agenda, or just by not taking them up, that's fine?
Sorry, I just got the agenda. I'm getting there.
It's okay.
Yes. that's fine. Why don't we, has the motion already been made for these items?
No, there was just some
Okay.
discussion.
So what I would suggest doing is moving to approve the items
GH, right?
excluding G and H.
No, actually.
No, they're
They are.
They are G and H.
They are
so
G and H.
we want to table G and H.
Yeah, so then you just don't even have to move it.
yeah. That's
We
not,
don't have to
it's
move
not.
to table.
Yeah, we
Okay,
don't have to
okay.
move.
In other words, there's no motion pending.
No.
Okay.
So I would
Okay.
just skip that.
The only thing I was going to point out was, looking at our policies, I noticed that it does, policy 0153 does explicitly state that the New Jersey School Boards Association delegate and the Morris County School Boards Association delegate are annual appointments. That policy does not include the delegate to the Educational Services Commission, so that may be something we need to address.
Yeah, and they are actually on a different cycle.
Okay,
They actually appoint voting members in July.
okay, okay.
So that's something that we have to consider.
Okay. And also, Mr. President, this is something I think you and I had discussed. I wondered aloud whether the board was actually required to approve committee assignments. According to policy 0155, it does not. According to policy 0155, it is solely by the president. It's not something that has to actually be voted on by the board. At least it does not explicitly say that in that policy. So I'm just saying that in the sense that if committees are formed quickly, we don't necessarily have to wait until the 21st to get to work when we are quote unquote approved.
Well, I know
by the
past
board.
practice that we wanted to vote on them to put them onto the record.
In many, the practice varies across the state. In some boards, literally the president just makes the appointments and that's it. Dover's practice in the past, and I believe it's true, although I did not look at that specific policy today, but I believe Mr. McCord is correct, that it does not require board approval of the committees, but Dover's practice has been as a courtesy and, to assure that everyone is comfortable with the appointments. The practice has been to, even though it's not required, have the board confirm the appointments.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. I just wanted to point out that I don't know if there are any committees that need to be formed quicker than others that need to meet between now and the 21st. That technically, legally speaking, we would be okay to do that.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to communications, Mr. Sabahulu, or were there any whole board communications?
No.
Okay, thank you. Old business, I think everyone has the code of conduct in front of them.
I do not have a copy.
Okay. This one. Oh, here, there's one. I think past practice is that we would
Excuse me, Mr. Miller.
each take,
I don't have a copy either. We passed it along. Those you could take. Thank you.
if we can just go around and each take one to read aloud. Dr. Sainer, could you start us off?
Sure. I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the State Board of Education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about only through legal and ethical procedures.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children, regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action to policy making, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies, plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well run.
you're skipping or something. I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to schools, which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Thank you, and if we could all sign those and hand them in at the end, that would be great. I see, I don't have a copy of the Code of Ethics, but I think, you know, everyone will be able to go back and research those. Is there any other old business? New business, Mr. Sabahulu, changes to the School Funding Reform Act?
Yeah, Dr. Sinin wants to talk about it.
Okay.
If I may, Mr. Miller.
Sure.
We received information on December 10th from NJSBA. All of us, I forwarded it to Ms. Mendez, and so returning board members, you have already gotten a link to this information. The State Education Committee met on December 5th, and one of the items is SFRA reform. Senate Bill 3917 would make various changes to state school aid, including the local tax levy cap, extraordinary special education aid, and vocational expansion stabilization aid. You can go on to read more about this, but they are collecting information via either public comment. There is a list of locations and dates. There's actually one in, I think it's Middlesex County next week. There are a couple in Trenton, but there are opportunities for us as board members to either attend personally and advocate for our students, or there is a link where you can submit written comments. This is critical for us. We have benefited greatly from the I'm having a senior moment. The school funding act, where they have equalized aid for districts such as Dover, and over the past 5 years, we have received millions more dollars than we had previously. Unfortunately, districts who were wealthier and were receiving more than their fair share of state aid are fighting back against this because they have obviously lost aid, and therefore that is impacting their budgets. In Dover, this has allowed us over these last 5 years and these millions of dollars to hire educational professionals of all different types and expand programming for our students. This is a really critical need that we maintain or even expand on this funding. So I urge you to, maybe I'll forward the link to Mr. Miller, he can forward out to the entire board, either attend one of the in-person information sessions before the state board or send in written comments, encouraging them to maintain the current formula as opposed to one where Dover might lose some of its expanded equalization aid. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business items? At this time, I'd like to open the second public portion. The board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters. To ensure fair and orderly expression of such comment, each statement shall be held to a time period of 3 minutes. Public comments not restricted to items on this agenda shall be entertained for approximately 30 minutes upon the discretion of the presiding officer. For those who wish to provide public comment remotely, a Google form was posted on the website, district website at 6:30 p.m. Remote comments will be read by a member of the Board of Education. The Board of Education will alternate between in-person and online comments. Please understand that public comment portions of our agenda are not structured as question and answer sessions, but rather they are offered as opportunities to share your thoughts with the board. The board may or may not respond to public comments. However, all comments are considered and will be investigated and addressed as appropriate. Please be courteous and mindful of the rights of others when providing comments. Comments may not be abusive, obscene, threatening, or irrelevant. Please understand that students and employees have specific legal and privacy protections. The board is not permitted to respond in public to comments about students or employees. Please be advised that you are commenting at your own risk. Any public comments that are directed at a particular individual or individuals could subject you to legal liability for defamation. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Are any comments
No.
online? No?
No.
All right, well, I will close this portion of the meeting, and I will entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss contracts and personnel, and we may take action.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we ready? Can I have a motion to open regular session?
Motion to open a regular session again?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Any
so.
opposed?
Yeah, any opposed? I keep forgetting that, yeah. So I would like a motion on a resolution authorizing the execution of a non-binding letter of intent for the potential purchase of 242 Route 46 and 242 Route 46 rear in Dover, subject to formal board approval of a purchase agreement at a future regular meeting and any required government approvals.
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Who moved it?
It was Dr. Sainer.
Dr. Sainer.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Acevedo?
Yes.
Ms. Downs?
Yes.
Mr. McCourt?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Ms. Pinales?
Yes.
Dr. Sinner?
Yes.
Ms. Shower?
Yes.
Ms. Sones?
Yes.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So
I'll
moved.
make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.